Hey folks, what's going on? Coach Gav here, training for Warriors Kildare. So, last week we shot 2 videos on the 3 basic building blocks you can immediately implement to impact your daily health and fitness. So that's the video with me in front of the whiteboard, and we've got the 3 blocks discussing sleep, nutrition and training. So we all know, well, we would hope that we all know that getting 7 to 8 hours sleep is the minimum kind of range we want to be aiming for, so that our body has enough time to kind of recover naturally, repair itself during sleep, allow for kind of the growth process to happen and things like, and all the sciencey bits that come with it. So that was one of my big things, especially kind of as I have a real good habit of burning the candle at both ends and also in the middle as well, because not as if burning at both ends have you go through quickly enough. And the reality is there's a lot of people out there as well that are in the same boat, that are burning the candle at both ends, maybe are trying to justify it in their own mind for whatever reason, that, oh yeah, well, this is the way it has to be and I don't have time for sleep and I don't have time for this. Well, look, at the end of the day, if you don't have time for your health and fitness in any way, shape or form, it's going to come back to bite you in the arse eventually. If you don't have the time or the money to invest in something that's going to improve your life and prolong your life, it's funny because kind of we'll come on to that thought in a separate video, but you know, we need to kind of invest in our health a lot more so that we're around a lot more and we're able to do a lot more with our lives. It's not just a case of, oh, I'm going to the gym for the sake of going to the gym. You're going to the gym to get an immediate, or not an immediate result, but to get a result from it. So that was one thing. So I had posted about kind of saying setting yourself a bedtime and setting yourself a kind of a rising time or a time to wake up at. So my days for the foreseeable future will still be a kind of a 5:30 wake up time. So working back from that then is, okay, I need to be hitting bed around 10, half 10, which firstly makes me the most exciting man in the history of the planet, having a bedtime and a wake up time, but also it makes my day fairly limited, because then if I lock up the gym at 9, that means I'm home and in bed by 10. But anyways, it wasn't just lip service. Last night was the first night I got into a proper run of doing things. Obviously with the bank holiday weekend, I was a little more relaxed about things because I just said, right, I will sleep when my body feels tired and I will let it naturally wake up. I kept the blinds closed, I didn't set an alarm or anything, that kind of carry on. Because my body, much like that with a kid, a baby will fall asleep when they're tired. And then, so adults, you know, you'll have the same rhythm too. So set my alarm for 10, set my second alarm for half 10. So my first alarm at 10, as we discussed it was an Instagram picture of my diary. It was just saying that we would, so basically like a tech cut-off point. So no more phone, no more laptop, no more nothing then as well. And immediately I found a flaw with this plan, was because I set my second alarm for half 10, which was, hey, this is your last warning that if you sleep after this, you're missing out on your 7 hours. But of course, by having the alarm set on the phone and the alarm went off at half 10 after being in bed for about 15 minutes, I had to get up and go and turn it off again. So we'll immediately change that one then later on. So also set my alarm then for 5, 5:05, 5:10, 5:15 and 5:20 this morning, so that I was up in time and able to go around and do stuff in the house. Breakfast, get myself ready for work and all that kind of carry on. So I felt fine. Woke at like just before 12 and I genuinely thought I had slept like for 5 or 6 hours. God, that was great sleep. Woke up and saw the time. I was going, no, that's not right. Fell back asleep, slept the whole way through until about 3:30. Feeling very refreshed, which is all things I expected to happen then as well. However, the one thing you got to watch out for here is making too many changes at once. Now, being Easter weekend, being the week it was, and as you can see, my skin isn't exactly the best in the world. I'm just going to bring back a lot of the water that I didn't have for the past 3 or 4 days. So they're the only 2 changes I'm kind of going to make, and it's something I discussed with our crew here this morning, that, you know, it's going to be in the house, especially if you've got kids and little ones around. So just make sure your meals are as well stocked and as well filled as they can be. And then if you are going to have something, break off a piece of it, leave the rest of it in one room, you go into a separate room. Because oftentimes the issue is, Asher, I'll bring it in with me. And if you bring it in with you, you'll inhale it. You just go, and it's all gone then. So that's the one thing to watch out for then, is if you are going to have it, not the end of the world. Just try and kind of be aware that it's it's a higher risk time, I should say, where now you're just going to kind of struggle, have to kind of work your way through and kind of reset as you go along. So that is kind of one aspect of it then as well. With regards to the sleep, I'm not going to change anything else now until maybe a week or 2 weeks time. I'm just going to make that change to my lifestyle and see what benefits it brings. Because if I go make too many changes at once and things like, oh yeah, well firstly, if I go make too many changes at once, it might be quite hard to maintain that over a long term. And this is something I want to be able to do 80%, 90% of the time with relative ease. Secondly then, also if I start seeing progress, my health improves, my skin improves, my training improves, my life as a total improves, it's going to be very hard to pinpoint that one particular area as to what it is. So that's it, folks. Again, go back, check out the 2 videos. It basically shows you a very easy approach to use a very simple approach to use, because things can be simple but not easy. And basically it'll help you identify where you are right now when it comes to your health, your fitness and your training. Then it's going to show you how to address which direction to go, and then it's going to give you some tips on basically how to implement them, and then the rest is up to you, because at the end of the day, all the advice and all the tips and all the free stuff you ever come across is only as good as the use you put it into. Alright folks, take it easy. Hope you had a real good Easter. I will see you soon. Bye.